Welcome, and thank you for coming to the meeting tonight. We are glad that you joined us. The following is a presentation that highlights the process and initial recommendations of Peak Plan 2030. The presentation should last approximately 20 minutes. Once the presentation has ended, please join staff and the consultants upstairs to provide feedback and discuss your thoughts. To update you on the process, Peak Plan 2030 is currently in Phase 4, Recommendations and Implementation Strategies. The first community open house was held on March 6th and 7th with over 200 attendees. Peak Plan 2030 envisions a future for Apex that balances economic, social, and environmental needs to strengthen the local economy and preserve the high quality of life for all citizens. The town of Apex has experienced exceptional growth over the past 2 decades. From a population of just 4,968 in 1990 to a December 31st, 2012 population estimate of 40,000 residents. The town has evolved from a small rural community to a thriving suburban destination in the Triangle region of North Carolina. According to the State Office of Budget and Management, Apex is now the 22nd largest municipality in North Carolina. It is projected that Apex will continue to grow at around 3.2% each year. By 2030, the population of Apex could top 85,000. Apex will remain a place that continues to attract families. Aging baby boomers will make up a larger percentage of the population. However, similar to national trends, Apex population is graying and browning. Generation Y, aged 15 to 34, and baby boomers, aged 45 to 64, make up the two largest cohorts in the study area. Residents over age 45 experienced large percentage increases between 2000 and 2012. In addition, the study area is becoming slightly more ethnically diverse. Residents classifying themselves as having Hispanic origin increased from 927 people in 2000 to 3,414 in 2012, a 268.5% increase in 12 years. With this growth come a variety of opportunities and challenges. Continued population growth will demand more housing. By 2032, Apex could have an additional 15,000 housing units. Single family homes will remain the predominant housing type. More people will choose to live in different types of homes. In Apex, townhomes have the highest tax value per acre, 4 times as much as a detached single family house. Home ownership levels will decrease. The study area is expected to add 14,000 new households through 2032, an 87% increase over 20 years. In 2032, a total of 30,000 households could be located in the study area. According to ESRI, the study area had an average income of $89,384 in 2012, a 15.1% increase from 77,657 in 2000, based on income projections derived by ESRI trends. The average household income in the study area could increase to $128,974 by 2032. Retail follows rooftops. The study area has a forecasted demand of approximately 1.2 million square feet of new retail space between 2012 and 2032. Demand for net new retail square footage is expected to increase in every 5 year forecast period due to household growth and forecasted average income increases. Supermarkets, building materials, and restaurants make up the largest growth categories for net new demand. Given an average grocery size of 50 to 60,000 square feet, this equates to approximately 3 new stores in the study area through 2032. Increasing and diversifying employment in Apex is an important goal for the future. There are an estimated 15,000 jobs at places of employment in the Apex planning area, combining the 13,000 positions filled by in commuters and the 1,500 jobs held by residents. Over 23,000 residents of Apex commute outside of the planning area for employment. There is a net outflow of over 8,000 workers due to the fact that 13,000 Apex jobs are not enough to offset residents commuting elsewhere for employment. Wake County is expected to add over 178,000 jobs over the next 20 years, a 40% increase. In 2032, the largest sectors are expected to be professional and business services, healthcare, and retail trade. The study area is expected to have a demand for approximately 800,000 square feet of office space through 2032. The study area is expected to have a demand for approximately 980,000 square feet of industrial space through 2032. How do we continue to grow? In a way that celebrates and preserves Apex character. The Peak Plan 2030 Advisory Committee worked with the project team to develop the following goals. These goals, which were vetted at the community meetings, were used to guide the development of Peak Plan 2030. Balanced growth, supporting a greater diversity of uses in Apex. Infrastructure that helps achieve land use and growth management objectives. Preservation of Apex character. A diversified economy that encourages entrepreneurs, supports existing businesses, and attracts new employers. Walkable mixed use developments and pedestrian oriented streets that encourage active lifestyles by integrating physical activity into daily routines. Employment centers in Apex. Enhancement and expansion of Apex downtown. Preservation of historic places and cultural resources. Transition between new development and existing development. Protection of environmental and natural resources. A variety of transportation options to enhance mobility. A well connected pedestrian and bicycle network. A variety of housing types available to a range of incomes. Peak Plan 2030 is a policy document intended to guide development of the town of Apex to desired community outcomes. The plan identifies specific issues and opportunities facing Apex today in order to proactively address concerns and capitalize on possibilities to improve the quality of life for Apex citizens. It provides a broad vision of the future for Apex based on a set of goals defined by residents, business owners, community leaders, and other stakeholders. In addition, the plan presents strategies for achieving that vision. The 2030 Land Use Map is a conceptual representation of the development patterns leaders and citizens of the town of Apex envision for the future of the study area. The map is descriptive, not prescriptive, conveying the community's desires for the future and the flexibility needed to accommodate unforeseen opportunities. The map's features include the following: existing uses, including residential neighborhoods and publicly owned and maintained sites and facilities, such as parks and schools, that are likely to remain. Clearly defined and delineated development areas that reflect the community's desire to encourage growth in specific geographic areas, and transportation network improvements that support the future land use pattern envisioned by the community. The 2030 land use map provides a path to a balanced future. There are a variety of land use categories depicted on the map, including variations of mixed use development in certain areas. Each category is intended to indicate a predominant land use or set of uses, as well as other features that define the character of the category. Each description is consistent with the ideas and vision the community has for the future development pattern. These descriptions do not suggest a change to existing development within each category. Instead, they suggest a direction moving forward and list qualities to be embodied by new development and redevelopment. In addition, the 2030 land use map identifies four types of activity centers, each with their own character and economic development potential. While the uses within each area may vary, all should be designed as walkable, mixed use areas. In addition, this plan recognizes that economic and market conditions fluctuate, while the specific location and development program of each area may change over time. The primary characteristics of each should serve as a flexible guide to help shape growth in Apex. As illustrated, the Hume Olive development concept is a neighborhood mixed use suited for a mix of residential uses developed around a concentration of retail and commercial uses. The scale of a neighborhood center varies depending on the market, purchasing power of surrounding neighborhoods, and number of competing centers in close proximity. Typical neighborhood centers range from 30,000 square feet to 100,000 square feet of retail and have a service area of 1 to 2 miles. Key characteristics of a neighborhood center include an interconnected street system that provides linkages to shopping, services, housing and amenities, and a well-connected pedestrian and bicycle network. Residential development should be most dense around the retail core. Apartments and townhomes in close proximity to convenient retailers provide for more daily trips to be taken on foot or by bike. New single family homes should provide the transition from the center to existing residential neighborhoods. Pocket parks and community greens should be connected by an internal network or sidewalks and greenways. In addition, the neighborhood center should be connected to adjacent facilities. In this case, the planned West Apex High School site, by greenways and trails to provide a safe off road transportation facility. An employment center supports a greater diversity of land uses in Apex and promotes areas for job growth. Employment centers could include a variety of uses, including light industrial, warehousing, office, research, TexFlex, etc. In the Middle Creek Employment Center, the employment uses should be mixed with the limited amount of supporting commercial uses, such as restaurants and convenient retails to serve employees. Where feasible, buildings should be oriented around a common focal point, such as a common green space or water feature. An internal network of sidewalks and pedestrian plazas would encourage employees to walk between destinations, promoting a healthy workplace. Compared to a neighborhood center, a community center typically serves as a larger population and includes up to 350,000 square feet of leasable space. The typical trade area of a community center is 4 to 6 miles. The Westwood development concept, a community center, should be anchored at a large commercial use such as a grocery store. Additional retail and commercial services should be oriented on an internal network of streets. Office and civic uses such as libraries or recreation facilities are also appropriate in community mixed use. As with the neighborhood mixed use, apartments and townhomes in close proximity to retails provide for more daily trips to be taken on foot or by bike. All portions of the development should be accessible by both a direct and convenient road network and a system of sidewalks and greenways. A safe and attractive pedestrian network should also connect community amenities such as pocket parks, pedestrian plazas, and recreation facilities. A regional mixed use area, like the development planned at Viridia, provides the best opportunity for a vertical mixture of retail, employment, and residential uses in Apex. Regional centers are ideally located at the intersection of major regional thoroughfares. These prime locations provide the high visibility and accessibility sought by large scale retailers and businesses. Regional centers typically have over 300,000 square feet of leasable area and draw from a trade area that ranges from 10 to 25 miles. The recommendations for Peak Plan 2030 can make our vision a reality. Detailed recommendations can be viewed upstairs following this presentation. The next step will be to finalize the draft documents for review by the Planning Board and adoption by the Town Council in summer 2013. Please join the land design consultants and Town of Apex staff upstairs to review recommendations and provide feedback.